Hello everyone, I'm Brett and welcome to Nightwood Guns. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Tier 1 Concealed Axis Elite. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I've been carrying the Axis Elite for a couple of years now, so I'd say it's about time to do a review. Because I know if you're on Instagram or on YouTube or anywhere, you'll see that all the cool kids are carrying Tier 1 Concealed, so I'm kind of here to shed some light on why I carry a Tier 1 Concealed Axis Elite and why I personally believe that it's the best holster on the market. Before I get into the review, I just want to talk about any relationships I might have with Tier 1 Concealed, or these are discreet carry concepts clips. I have no relationship with either company. I am just a very satisfied consumer, and I just want to help spread the word on a company that I love. It makes an incredible product that I use every single day to help protect myself and my loved ones. Since this video isn't sponsored, if you want to help support me and my channel, I am an author. I wrote 2 awesome short novels, Armed Instinct and its sequel, Countdown to Dawn. They are filled with blood, guts, great gunplay written by an actual gun guy. You want some great shootouts, awesome swordplay, edge of your seat action, and a story that keeps you turning pages? Then check the link in the description below. Check out my books. If you've been around for a while and you're one of the thousands of people that bought my books, go ahead and head over to Amazon and leave me a positive and supportive review. That is the #1 way that you can help support my channel right now. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So this was my first Tier 1 concealed holster. It's an Axis Elite for a SIG P365 XL. And this thing changed my EDC life. I'd gone through so many holsters, from ones with the big rapid clips to a holster with a smaller clip but a concealment claw, and then I finally heard about Tier 1 Concealed a couple of years ago and decided that I would splurge and go for one of the most expensive holsters I had seen. And I was so pleasantly surprised. So I'm gonna be honest, their Axis Elite is the go-to holster. If they don't have an Axis Elite in your gun, try out their Axis Slim. That is their next best design in my opinion. Each holster is handmade and has incredible attention to detail. You can even see the cool T1 there for Tier 1. And they even have this cool molded in concealment claw for the magazine that helps push it up against your body for concealment. Now when I got this holster, it did not have their adjustable clips on it and it had their old wing on it. Those were really good, but the adjustable clips that it come with, and especially the new concealment claw where you can customize it by putting a different amount of stacks on there, is a huge improvement and took this holster from a 10 to an 11. The bungee cord that they use on here just makes it seamlessly fit against your body. Other sidecar holsters that are just solid across don't flex with your body, and because of that, they can stab you, or they're not very comfortable, or they print way more. But with the way they've designed this concealment claw on the magazine carrier with the bungee cord, or their Aegis Elite has the buttons, either way, it flexes against your body and moves naturally, so when you bend over or you're walking, this thing just stays perfectly against your body instead of being one solid piece that moves around all together that can cause printing and discomfort. And of course, like all good Kydex holsters should, you have a retention screw here and a retention screw here to adjust the retention on both the firearm and the magazine. Their molding to the gun is great. As you can see on this one, I have a high sweat guard because I live in Arizona and I go hiking in the summer in like 120 degrees and I just sweat all over my gun, so as much sweat protection as I can get, I always take. So the finish, the rounding of the edges, the polishing of the edges, everything is absolutely top notch. They really put their hearts into every single holster that comes out of their facility. So their finish is top notch and their fit is top notch because the gun clicks in exactly as it should, a very positive click. I never thought I'd be able to conceal this much gun and magazine in the appendix region because I am 5'8" and 140 pounds. So it seemed like anything I put on my body would just absolutely print. But with the magic of the concealment claw that they have here that you can adjust with stacks, I always go full stacks, and this claw right here, I can conceal this very easily. In fact, this whole time that I've been sitting here, I have been concealing another Tier 1 Axis Elite on my body. Take a look. So this is a shirt that I typically wear every day. As you can see, it doesn't really look like I'm carrying a firearm. And like I said, I am a dude of smaller stature. So the fact that I can carry a full-size Staccato XC with a Surefire X300 and conceal it perfectly in a t-shirt tells you everything you need to know about the concealment of the Tier 1 Axis Elite holster. So this is also their Axis Elite. I also got the high sweat guards on this. I actually requested that they bring up the sweat guard on the magazine to cover the body of the mag to protect it against sweat, and they did that for me. That was awesome, and I'm grateful. The sweat guard here is absolutely perfect, nice and high like I like it. And like I said, the fit and finish of this holster is absolutely incredible. It's top notch. There are no pieces of plastic coming off. Everything is perfectly rounded. The attention to detail on these holsters is fantastic. And even on a light bearing model, it clicks in exactly as it should, and you get excellent retention. Now, one of the best things for concealment about the Axis Elite is since it is a sidecar style holster, what it does is it evens out your belt line. So if you have just the holster portion and you're carrying an appendix, it can make your belt line look uneven. You can have a bulge on one side, but with the attached magazine carrier, it actually bulges out your entire belt all the way across, which evens it out, which creates negative space between your chest and your belt line evenly across, which gives your concealment a more natural look. And one might argue that it actually makes concealment more comfortable as well, because it is evenly distributing the weight across the front of your belt on both the right and the left side instead of all of the weight just on one side of your belt. So now that you know some of the things that I love about this holster, the only thing that is a slight criticism, the clips that come with the holster, they are adjustable, which is super neat. You can adjust them up and down just by loosening one of the screws, and they have these little notches on them. So just click, 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 and you can put them in the exact spot that you want. The claw is also adjustable in the same way, where you can just loosen this up and then click, 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 and put it exactly where you want it. And typically when fitting these holsters, you want the claw in line with the belt loops so that your belt is pressing against the claw. But anyways, the clips that come with it are plastic, and for plastic clips, they're some of the best out there. They're perfectly serviceable and fine. A lot of my friends that carry Tier 1 concealed stick with these clips. For me, being a thinner guy, I found that these clips, being kind of thick in this area, were printing on my belt a little more, which is one of the reasons I switched over to discreet carry concept clips, because you can see how thin that clip is. So it definitely does not print as much on the belt, and it also seems like it presses the gun closer against your body just because it's a steel clip with less flex. And of course, it's an added benefit. The discreet carry concept clips, you can use them without a belt. You can clip them to your pants if you're not wearing a belt, if you have a lighter gun. If you have a gun like the Staccato XC, your pants can come right down. But with a lighter gun like the 365 XL, these discreet carry concept clips, you can put them on basketball shorts or on pants with no belt. You can even put them on your pants and tuck your shirt over it. These holsters are tuckable. I've actually done it in a pinch when I went out to a nice dinner. I tucked my shirt in just past these clips between the holster and the clip, and I just kind of pooped out my shirt a little bit, and it was perfectly tuckable. If Tier 1 Concealed doesn't have the discreet carry concept clips in stock on their website, Discreet Carry Concepts, the actual company, always has them in stock, so you can always order them separately and switch the clips over. Now, I just want to mention, I can only speak for carrying this holster at Appendix with my body type. And what I've noticed from my friends that carry Access Elites is the further away your stomach is from your body, the bigger the wedge you're going to need to comfortably carry at Appendix with the Access Elite. So you take someone like me who is really thin with no stomach, and I don't need any wedge on either one of these holsters. I rock no wedge, and you saw how well it conceals. Now, Tier 1 Concealed also happens to make the best wedges on the market, so if you think you might need a wedge and you want to experiment a little bit, it wouldn't hurt to order a sizing pack if you are unsure. But they have these thin ones that come in small, medium, and large, and they also have the wider ones. Now, what the wedge does is, let's say this is against my body, and then we get someone who is a little tubbier in the stomach, the gun starts to tip out away from their body, and that is obviously going to cause it to print. So the way that we offset that is we put a wedge like this on the holster that actually pushes underneath your gut so that the grip and the magazine will remain concealed. They have thin wedges and wide wedges, and that just depends on what model of gun you're getting the holster for. Like for this P365 XL, you're probably good with just the thin one, but with something like a full-size gun with a weapon light, as you can see, this could create a hot spot because you still have all of this area tipping against your body. So if you order a wider one that would be about like this, it just goes on there and it's gonna make it a lot more comfortable. So consider what gun you're getting your holster for, how wide that might be, and what wedge you're thinking about getting. Just know that the guys that work at Tier 1 Concealed are some of the nicest, most helpful people on the planet. Anytime that I've had questions about an order, call them up. They're always so happy to help, and they're always incredibly knowledgeable, and they can help me out with anything. You know, guys, I carried behind the hip for like 8 years, kind of at like the 4 or 5 o'clock area, and I thought I could never carry up front. But the Tier 1 Concealed Access Elite, one of the reasons I'm doing this review is because I genuinely love the product so much. It changed my life because I carry every single day, everywhere I go. And carrying behind the hip, especially in the car, I mean, man, it was like giving me back issues because I always had something jamming into my lower back. But the Tier 1 Concealed makes it so comfortable and so concealable that you really forget that you have it on you. And no matter who you are, if you carry at Appendix, you're going to increase the speed of your draw. That's just a fact. It is faster. Now, the number one detractor I hear from people who have never really carried Appendix or didn't really know what they were doing is how do you sit down with this thing in the front of your pants? As you saw at the beginning of the video, I was sitting here perfectly in my office chair, concealing a Staccato XC with an X300 on it, completely comfortably. I drive every day with this thing on. It's just a matter of finding the right ride height for the clips. What I do is I have the clips positioned just slightly lower so it raises the gun up on my belt line, which one, allows me to get a better, faster purchase on the grip of my gun for a draw, and two, raises up the bottom of my holster to clear my crotch so that when I sit down, it's not jamming into my body. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably either curious about or considering getting a Tier 1 concealed holster, but these damn things are expensive, and that's kind of hard to take a risk on something that you can't try on because it's handmade. So is it worth the price of admission? I would say 100% yes. This is the best appendix carry holster on the market. This is the best sidecar style holster on the market. The guys who design and make these holsters, they are shooters. They actually use these things, test these things. If you don't believe me, go to their website, go to their drill page, and look at the Tier 1 Concealed 3.7's drill. I also have a video about it on my channel. It is incredibly hard. Anyone who can get this coin knows what they're doing with a firearm from concealment. And those guys designed these rigs. In my opinion, from a consumer point of view, this holster is a perfect 10 out of 10 and exceeds all of my expectations. Granted, your mileage may vary, but from my experience, this is one of my favorite parts of my everyday gear. Because if your gun is really uncomfortable to carry, or it prints a lot, it's hard to get motivated to carry every single day. And this holster has offered me the comfort and the concealment to carry a full-size gun every single day. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I'm a small and humble channel, and I would appreciate anything you can do to help spread the love. And if you want to support the channel and you want to read two of the best damn short novels ever written, Armed Instinct and Countdown to Dawn will blow you away. Check out the link in the description below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, everyone. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.